I set the steel bar on the table, pulled the trigger on the grinder, and watched it shake and dance like it had a mind of its own. And in that moment, I knew this job was not going anywhere without a better setup. I shut the grinder off, took a breath, and smiled to myself. I have learned over the years that when a tool fights you, it is time to slow down and fix the setup first, not force the cut. First, I choose a short piece of L-shaped steel. This kind of angle iron has two flat sides, which makes it strong and easy to control. I mark a short section, just long enough to support the grinder and the steel bar during the cut. Then I clamp it down firmly and cut it clean with the grinder. I take my time here. A straight, square cut makes the rest of the setup work smoothly and safely. I'd like to hear where you're from. Drop your city and state below so I know how far this video is reaching. Next, I drill one clean hole near the end of the L-shaped steel. I size the hole to match the bolt on the grinder, so everything lines up later without forcing it. After that, I unplug the grinder and remove the cutting disc. Taking the disc off now gives you room to work and keeps your hands safe while you test the fit and make the next adjustments. Now I measure the distance that really matters. From the bolt hole on the grinder guard to the cutting disc, that distance is about 6 centimeters. I mark that same 6 centimeter length on the inside corner of the L-shaped steel. I mark it on both sides so everything stays straight and balanced. Next, I clamp the steel firmly so it does not move. Take your time here. A solid clamp makes a clean cut and keeps you safe. Using the grinder, I carefully cut out the center section I just marked. I remove material from the inside corner of the L shape so it creates a slot. This slot needs to be wide enough for the cutting disc to sit inside without rubbing. I stop often and test the fit. I do not rush. When the disc can sit freely in that cutout, I know the size is right. This opening is the key to the whole jig. If it fits well here, everything will line up later and the steel bar will stay steady when you cut. Now I clean up all the sharp edges. I switch to a flap sanding disc and gently grind away every burr left from the cuts. fingers along the steel to check it. If it feels smooth, it is safe to handle and will sit flat later. I also use a hand file to clean the tight corners where the grinder could not reach. Once the steel is smooth, I test fit it on the grinder. I slide the L-shaped piece onto the grinder ear and line the slot up with the cutting disc. The disc should sit freely in the opening without touching. I hold it in place and make sure everything lines up straight. This quick test tells you right away if your jig is ready or needs a small adjustment. Now I reinstall the cutting disc and tighten everything down. I check the nut, the guard, and the new L-shaped support one more time. I gently wiggle the setup with my hand. Nothing should move. When the grinder feels solid and balanced, you know the jig is doing its job and keeping the work steady. Next comes the real test. I place a steel bar on the table and rest it against the new support. I pull the trigger and make the cut slowly. This time the bar stays put. No shaking, no sliding. The cut goes straight and clean. That is the difference a simple homemade jig can make. That small piece of steel turned a shaky, risky cut into a clean and controlled job. You did not buy anything special. You just slowed down, looked at the problem, and made a simple solution with your own hands. That is what real DIY is about. If this idea helped you work safer and smarter in your shop, give the video a like. Subscribe for more practical fixes you can use at home. And share this with a friend who still believes good tools and good habits are worth keeping.